It doesn't stop being average. It begins to be elite when you can cross the line. Today is that kind of day. You can feel it. You can sense it. The guy said my body is sore. My mind is hurting. So I'm going to shut down today. We got a chance to do one thing that every team in the country can't do. We got a chance to step up, man. We got a chance to step on the ledge, you know what I mean? And to me, I think it's a free fall. To be elite, you got to take a free fall. That means you can't be afraid to go to the edge. And coach said, jump. You said, how far, coach? Where you want me to go? Every guy got a chance to do that today. If you're elite, grab somebody today. Take him with you. There's no more average in this program. There's no more average in this program.
Well, Brent Brennan comes in for Jedd Fisch, who departs for the Washington job, and he took a lot with him. So how is Brent Brennan going to be able to do in his first year? After all, he does get that dynamic duo between Fifita and McMillan. I'm Colin Bashnigel, your host here at Bash's College Football Show. You can find me on TikTok, Bash's CFB Show on TikTok. You can look up Bash CFB on Facebook. You can also find the Bash_CFB on Twitter or X. I still call it Twitter, as weird as that sounds. And then Bash_CFB if you want to join the live streams on Twitch. This one's going long because I keep messing up. That's okay, though. That's, a lot of people, I guarantee, have multiple takes like I've had it here. It's not all of it can be first take like that Boston College video. Iowa was 2 takes. This is 4 now. But with that being said, we're going to just talk about the roster and what's moving here and what's staying and not going anywhere. We're going to just start with the key departures here, going off to the NFL or whatever's next after college. And you can't talk about that without talking about Jacob Cowing, the dynamic wide receiver, a 1A or 1B, whatever you want to call it, to McMillan last year. A very good dynamic duo at the wide receiver position. Michael Wiley was also a part of a 1-2 punch with him and Jonah Coleman. He's gone and off to the next level as well. Then you get Tanner McLaughlin, who is definitely their leading tight end from last year. He is gone and off to the next level or wherever. Jordan Morgan, a big-time tackle. He was an early draft pick. He's out of the door in Tucson. And then finally, Taylor Upshaw, the former Michigan transfer, is gone as well. Transferring out, just some guys to highlight, like Jaden DeLora started some games from Washington State over to Arizona, and now he's off to Texas State. He's going out the door, but that's not super notable the way that some of these other guys are, like Jonah Coleman out the door, as well as like Adam Muhammad, hurting that running back depth. A handful of other guys such as Michael Watkins, an interior offensive lineman, a ton of edge rushers. Russell Davis and Jason Harris are the 2 notable ones, and then Isaiah Ward as well. Isaiah Ward is also a notable one that I kind of glossed over a little bit. Then you have Savia going out to Texas. That's a tough loss for you as well for Arizona. Prysock, Ephesians Prysock is gone off to Washington following Jedd Fisch. Same with Jordan Shaw, who came in from Indiana, similar to the Caden Proctor situation. Came in from Indiana and decided to transfer once Jedd Fisch decided to go out to Washington. So overall, losing a lot. Jedd Fisch took some. The NFL took a couple. But this is what they have coming back that you can be excited for. And we will also talk about what Brent Brennan did in the portal and some impact portal guys, just a couple of them. So you have Fifita and McMillan back. I hinted at that already. Also a couple of offensive linemen back at tackles, Savania, and then you have Mo and Baker. They're both back. Flo and Manu are both back. Justin Flo, a big-time recruit out of high school. Jacob Manu definitely producing at the college level here. Takario Davis, their number 1 corner, is back as well. Dalton Johnson and Gunnar Maldonado is also back there. Maldonado. I think that's how you say it, Maldonado. Transferring in, some guys to watch out for. Qualey Cooley is a guy to definitely watch out for, especially with Jonah Coleman and Michael Wiley out the door. That running back room is wide open. Qualey Cooley is a guy that you're going to watch for the San Jose State transfer. They also brought in Ja'Cory Krosky, a Merritt kid. I don't know where Merritt is or what Merritt is. It's like a Division III or NAIA, whatever. He sounds like he's a pretty good player. I honestly have never watched anything of him. So if you know a little bit about him, let me know. But he's an interesting kid. I know that there was one, Kyle Morlock, who was over at Florida State, that was a smaller school, but I did get eyes on him. I didn't get eyes on Krosky before this video. Ryan Stewart, a offensive tackle for San Jose State, coming in as well. He's going to be a guy that impacts Trey Smith too. Kevin Darden is one from Syracuse that I think definitely could be a starter and make a big-time impact there. And then we'll see how much depth Marquise Groves, Kilbrew from Louisville, and Jack Luttrell from Tennessee provide to that secondary. Only depth, though, because they do replace or return quite a bit. Dalton Johnson was another one that I kind of glossed over at the safety spot. So with that being said, we're going to go straight into the predictions here and not waste any more time because after all, I've been doing this for a while. But before I go, comment down below what you think Arizona is going to do this upcoming season. And make sure you like and subscribe as well. I would much appreciate it. Check out all those other platforms. All right, let's get to the prediction. What you guys are here for. We're going to just go straight into it with a couple of easy wins against New Mexico and Northern Arizona. New Mexico's been down for a while, and Northern Arizona not really been too much of a threat at the FCS level. And on a Friday night, they go to Manhattan, Kansas. This is actually considered an out-of-conference game. This is not going to count towards the Big 12 standings in the first year that those two are a part of the same conference in the Big 12. This is going to be a 10th game that doesn't count it towards the standings. So though I have Kansas State being the better team with Avery Johnson at quarterback, early in the year, I think that Arizona could give them a little bit of fits, and I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way. But I just think Kansas State's going to be the more complete team, the better team, and good thing for Arizona, this is not going to count against conference play, against you in conference play. At Utah, I think you lose, and this is off of a bye week too. Just such a tough place to play in a tough program that you know that Kyle Whittingham's going to have his guys up and ready for, and Cam Rising's going to be back healthy. It's going to be fun to see. Texas Tech, I think they do bounce back and win that game. I've been the big Joey McGuire supporter, but lately it's been hard to kind of do it. I don't know what's been holding them back exactly over at Texas Tech. I want to see them take the next level, that next step to the next level, but they haven't quite yet. And then a loss at BYU, just a tough place to play. And they got a lot of questions at quarterback, but beyond that, their roster is shaping up to be a pretty solid one. They were competitive last year. Even if they lost a lot of games, they were competitive in their first year in the Big 12. Moving on, Colorado, a former conference foe in the Pac-12. I think they win that game, though I don't think it's going to be easy. Colorado's going to have some talent. I think they're going to be a little bit more improved despite what people want to say to hate on them. But overall, I just think that this team in Colorado, they're not going to be one that's going to last this long into mid-October. With themselves being able to play at full capability, kind of like they were last year. And that part of Colorado is a criticism that I think will stay the same in this 2024 season. West Virginia, though RJ is going to give me a lot of flack, if you look at what West Virginia has leading up to this game, it's a really, really tough one for the Mountaineers. Tough stretch, a letdown spot, travel halfway across the country. I'm going with the Wildcats in this one. I'm sorry, RJ. At UCF there, I think is a loss. I think UCF's going to be an exciting team. I'm excited to preview them. That's really all I'm going to say about it. I just think that road game at the Bounce House is going to be pretty dang difficult. And the final stage of this preview, Houston, I think they beat Houston on a Friday night. I think that's off of a bye too. Yeah, on a Friday night. And then with a long week to prepare, though, I think TCU might be playing better late in November. I really don't like where TCU is at right now as a program. And then finally, I'm going to go with a Arizona win against Arizona State. I think that they're just the better team, and I think they're going to dominate that rivalry, though I am rooting for Kenny Dillingham to be able to figure it out down there in Phoenix. Is it Phoenix? It's not Phoenix, is it? It's Tempe, isn't it? Tucson and Tempe, right? Anyway, not the point. All right, so 8-4, 6-3 in the Big 12, even though they do lose to 4 teams in Big 12 play. Like I said, Kansas State is not considered a conference game for Arizona. And honestly, if you really take away Kansas State, their conference draw is pretty dang solid. They have a good, favorable schedule. They're going to have to win a couple of tough road games. Going to have to win a couple of tough home games too. I mean, West Virginia, Colorado, they're not exactly going to be walks in the park. But for Arizona to be able to contend for that Big 12 title, just like they did last year, I am really looking at that meat of the schedule. And that meat of the schedule is about weeks 5 through 10, in between the two bye weeks. If they're able to only drop one of those, 6 games, they're going to the Big 12 championship. I don't care what anybody says. If they only lose one of those 6 games, that's the meat of your schedule, though, there. And that's going to determine how successful the season is for Arizona. And overall, I think it's going to be somewhat successful, but probably not a 10-win season like last year. I don't see it. And granted, they went 9-3 in the regular season, but they closed out the regular season so dang hot. They beat Oklahoma in the bowl game. I think that you're not exactly going to see the same success, but I think you're going to see hints of the same success. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, like and subscribe. And you guys have a good day. I'll see you guys next time.